Hello, I'm Tan the Tambio TC channel, and I wanted to talk. So I'm going to be doing another reaction to a late reaction to the Xbox showcase, the more recent 2026 one, with my friend Dave. He hasn't watched it. I have. Uh, I definitely have thoughts I will share more about through those. And I'm sure to some extent there's definitely a possibility these games will be great. They will surpass even what I say and my expectations, but I did want to share how I felt seeing some of them. um, I remember the first trailer of Fable didn't really hook me. The second one got closer. I felt like it was a little closer to Fable, and this kind of goes into my other video of the normalization of realism in games. I also should have mentioned more so on character models and stuff. You know how the characters have more of a kind of cartoonish features. It's kind of like looking at Popeye in the cartoons, and he's got the strange forearms and stuff. That's kind of what Fable reminds me of with some of the proportions of the characters and such. It's more of an art style, and a lot of games. Sorry, I have a bit of a sore throat. A lot of games try to do this whole like every game has to look like have real life looking people because we have the technology now. We can make games look better. We have the technology, and it doesn't need to be every freaking game though. Like every freaking game, it's like real life looking people in crazy situation looking world. It's really only the world that the art style pops. Sometimes even the world can be trying to do that realism problem too, in some cases. But the characters themselves, they're trying too hard on making them realistic. And then I even went into like game features and stuff, which I also saw at the like Game Fest and such and games, and it's just like even the recent Gears of War. Um, it's uncanny. It's weird. I don't like it. I remember my mom. I've said this a couple times. My mom said back in the day, while Shadow of the Colossus existed, she loved that game as well as a couple others. But I remember the reason she said she wouldn't get into stuff like Call of Duty and such at the time is because of like them trying to do realism. I'm also afraid that Gears is going to pull a Star Wars. You know how the 7, 8, and ninth uh, technically exist in book form, same as Gears here, and I feel like they're going to I hope they don't ruin established lore and stuff. I know you sometimes have to create new stuff and such, but for a new audience, but you can still do that and attract both audiences. You don't need to frickin' just stick with one or the other. Um, and I feel like they're going to kind of tread over some of the stuff established within the lore of the books. They already kind of are in some ways, but not nearly as bad as like Halo. And we'll see about Halo. I have thoughts about that too, but I want to share that more so on that reaction. Um, but when I saw the recent Fable trailer, it just took itself way too seriously. Also, this thing's saying it's getting too hot, so I'm probably gonna have to stop soon. I don't know why. It should be fine, but yeah, the new Fable just looks like it's taking itself way too seriously. It might be an evil trailer, but even as far as evil stuff in the Fable universe, there's still silliness to it. Just look at the opening cutscenes. And I did rewatch older Fable trailers, and they do technically take themselves seriously. I just hope inside of the game, the actual game itself, that it sticks to that core feeling of the Fable games. There's more of that kind of uh, like I wouldn't say it's like wittiness of like English wittiness, kind of like Monty Python stuff. It's not on that same level. I mean, it did have John Cleese in frickin' 3, so. But there was like a really good humor here and there, along with some really dumb humor, like farting and stuff. Stuff you'd see in a dumbass movie. Um, but yeah, like it kind of feels like that's missing from the new trailer, and it took itself so seriously. And once again, the like live action looking people, it's just off putting to me. I don't like it. Stop it. Where's the art style anymore? Where's the freaking exaggerated proportions of the people and stuff? Where did that go? Why is that stuff gone? Hell, that's the same thing I could say about Gears of War. They're exaggerated in the freaking muscular beef men. And I understand that, like, making them skinny again. Ugh, and then I saw the sliding in the freaking game. How many games now have the freaking sliding mechanic? I'm kind of sick of seeing it. Ugh. Jeez, every game's just becoming Call of Duty, honestly. Both in realism and in... Call of Duty really did eventually mess everything up. Yeah. I don't know. Hashtag blame COD. I don't know. But even if it's not COD's fault, it's still really annoying. It's just all over the place, and it's honestly really freaking boring. I hope you found something interesting from this. Tell me what your thoughts are. I am hopeful for these. They do look like they could possibly be really, really, really good. But there are still those lingering feelings and thoughts. So let me know what you think. And I remember watching Ackman's video as the last thing. And he was saying that he didn't think that Sergeant Johnson was voiced by David Scully. I looked it up. At least from what IMDb says, it's David Scully. So either he just doesn't have it like he used to, or there's something else that they're not being shown on IMDb. But nonetheless, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Bye, Jimmy's mom. Gears out. Dom, give me a sandwich.